Hello, in this video I will talk about arithmetic operators. So go and open the file or create a new file, and then after creating it, open the file. So what is arithmetic operators? Before diving into arithmetic operators, let me talk about something called comments. So I have written this text before, so to explain everything properly so that you can understand as well. And I have used something called comments. So what comments does, basically, it makes these lines of text unexecutable. So our computer cannot execute these lines of text. So in Python, for multi-line comments, like there are multiple lines, yes, I can use this, it's called docstring. So these are 3 single quotations. I can also use 3 double quotations over here, like this. All right, so whatever I write over here, it will not be executed as a Python code. All right, and you, for single line comment, you use this number symbol or hashtag, you can say, or hash symbol. So this is called a single line comment. All right, now it's important to write comments to explain the functions, variables, what code does, so that programmer can understand what programmer is doing. All right, and I have used this to explain everything properly. All right, so let's talk about the arithmetic operators in Python. So there are many arithmetic operators in Python. Let's start with the basic operators that we usually face. These are addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So for addition and subtraction, we use same symbol as we use in maths. You know, it's plus and minus. And for multiplication, we use asterisk. For division, we use forward slash. So let's perform some examples of arithmetic operators. All right, so I will open the terminal. Just, you can drag it from down. All right, and as well as you can open it from here, from terminal. Okay, so you can clear the console by CLS in Windows. And now I would basically use arithmetic operators. So let's say we have 2 numbers, 2 plus 3. All right, and I can save this. So these 2 numbers are added, but we want the result to be displayed on this section. It's called terminal. So I will use a function called print. A print is a built-in function. Built-in function means this function is provided by Python and we can use it. So it displays input value as text in the output. So what I can do is I can say print, and inside parentheses I can type 2 plus 3. And now if I run this file, it will print 5. All right, to run the file in Windows, you use Python. In Mac, you use, and then name of the file with extension. And as you can see, it printed 5 because 2 plus 3 is 5. For subtraction and multiplication, you can do the same thing. So let's say for subtraction, 2 minus 3. For multiplication, we can use 2 times 3, which is 2 multiplied by 3. And for division, as I said, we use these symbols. All right, 2 divided by 3. So let's run this file again. To run the previous command, you can use up arrow, and as you can see, the results are printed. So 2 plus 3 is 5, minus 3 is minus 1, 2 minus 3 is minus 1, 2 times 3 is 6, and 2 divided by 3 is 0.666666. All right, so these are basic arithmetic operators. So what I can do is I can comment these line of codes. So for example, I comment this with single line comment. All right, if I run this file again, you will see there will be no 5. As you can see, there is no 5 because, let me clear the screen, CLS. Oh, sorry. As you can see, there is no 5 because it's commented, and comment lines is not executed by Python. Okay, I can comment multiple lines at a time. Just select all the lines you want to comment, press Control and forward slash together, and they should work. All right, like this. Now let's perform a simple example over here. Let's say there are 5 students in the class. All students have given their tests. All right, and as instructor, I checked the result, let's say, and I give the result to each student, and the marks are listed below. So 70, 80, 75, 65, and 50. So the problem over here is that we need to calculate the average result of the class with the help of Python. So now it should be simple unless you know how to calculate average, which is add all numbers and divide by the number of students over here, like 5. So let's do this quick. So what we can do is we can say print. We can grab all these numbers. So let me grab these numbers. It's 70 plus 80 plus 75 plus 65 plus 50. All right, I can save the result. Let's see what we get in output. It's 340. Okay, so what should be the average? So to calculate average, we need to divide it with 5. But here you need to follow rule of maths. And according to rule of maths, if we just perform this calculation, the result will not be correct. Because what happens is, first 50 is divided by 5, then it is added with 65, 75, 80, and 70. We don't want this. What we want is, first all the addition should be performed. Then 5 would be divided by the result. So what we can do is, we can enclose whatever we want first in bracket or parentheses, you can say. So we use this parenthesis and we enclose all these numbers in the parentheses, and then we divide it with 5. All right. In your VS Code, the color of the parentheses might be same. It's not a problem because I have installed extension for that. Okay, so don't worry about that. Just focus on the result. And now if I run the file, it should give me 68, which is the average. All right. So that's how we can calculate average using Python. So now let's move to some more operators. Now, in order to take power of two numbers, we use operator that is called exponentiation. Okay, so it is used for power. So 3 into 2 raised to the 3 raised to the power 2. It's not actually 3 raised to the power 2. It's 2 raised to the power 3. All right. So what we can do is we can say print 3. It's 3 and then 2. So 2 raised to the power 3. It should give me 9. All right, because 3 3s are 9. So let's print this. As you can see, we got 9 because 2 raised to the power 3 is 9. We can change it, and yep, it's 25. All right. So this is how you can perform exponentiation operator. Now you should not be confused with this operator. This is not used for the power. Okay. In calculator, if you take power, you use this symbol. It's called caret. But in Python, we don't use this. This is used for some obscure operation called bitwise XOR. We will talk about this later. For now, it's not important. What really is important that for power we use exponentiation, which is this one, not this caret. Okay. Now another useful operator is modulus. This one. So what modulus is basically do is it returns the remainder after you have divided the first number by the second. So let's understand this by code. Let me comment all the other codes. So we need to just keep that console clear. So what I can do is I can say print 9 remainder 2. So 9 remainder 2 should give me the remainder. Oh, sorry, it's 1. All right, because it's the result. And how it's calculated, basically it's calculated like that. So for example, you have 9, you want to take a remainder of 2. So what happens is basically 9 minus 2 gives us 7, then 7 minus 2, 5, 5 minus 2, 3 minus 2, 1. So that's how remainder is calculated. So you minus the number unless you get the result. Okay, it's giving me error because there's syntax. It's not correct. Syntax is not correct over here. So I need to comment this. So let's take another example to understand it more properly. Let's say I take 10 minus 2, 10 remainder 2. What should happen? Basically, what should happen is 10 minus 2 gives us 8. Then 8 minus 2 gives us it gives us 6, and 6 minus 2 gives us 4, minus 2, 2, minus 2, 0. So you will subtract the right number from the left number unless you get the number that is smaller than the right number. So in this case, 1 is smaller than 2, so we will stop at 1. And in this case, 0 is smaller than 2, so we will stop at 0. All right. So the result should be 0 in this case. All right. So 0. So that's how we can perform modulus operation in Python. It will be very helpful. So just try to understand it. And the last operator that we need to talk about is called integer division. So it divides one integer by another, but rather than giving the exact answer, it rounds down the answer to an integer, that is without decimal point. So for example, first of all, I need to comment all the code. So print, what I can do is I can say 2 divided by 3. So what it gives us is this 0.666666. Okay, now this is a number with decimal points, so it's a float number. We'll talk next video. So if I use double forward slashes, it should give me exact number, which is integer without decimal point. So as you can see, it's 0 now. So that's what happens when we use double slashes. Instead of giving us a decimal number, it gives us exact number. So for example, I say 4 divided by 3, it will give me 1.333. If I use double forward slash, it will give me a number without decimal point, which is 1. So these are some of the basically it's almost all of the operators, arithmetic operators in Python that we use. So these operators are also applicable in other programming language, but the symbols might be different. These symbols are same for all programming languages. So that's it for this video. In the next video, we'll talk about variables. So see you in the next